Hello there, and in this clip we're going to look at taking the parts that we've made for our Tangram puzzle tray and fixing them to this piece of hardboard. For this the other equipment we're going to be using is masking tape. We're going to be using a tri-square, a small paintbrush, and we have some PVA glue in a cup. You could use PVA glue from a bottle, but just to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to be using a small brush and some PVA in a cup. The first thing we're going to do is take our tri-square here, which is this angle in here is 90 degrees, and we can check that our baseboard has been cut correctly at 90 degrees. So if we just go around, we can check it on a couple of corners, and we can see there, if it wasn't at 90 degrees, we would see a gap like that. But we can see there's no gap between there and there, so we've got a baseboard that's 90 degrees. This means if we match the sides up to the baseboard like this, it's going to end up square. So the first thing we're going to do is a dry run, and a dry run means obviously the glue is wet, we're not going to put the glue on, and we're just going to take our pieces that we've cut. We've also taken care just with some abrasive paper to rub the edges and rub the corners, particularly on the inside edges here. It's easier to rub the edges later, but these inside edges, if you get these nice and smooth now, because they're much harder to sand down later. Then we're taking the 4 pieces and we're making sure that all our joints are good. We can see that our joints are good there, and we can see again, check with a square and make sure that everything's square. Once we're happy with that, what we can do is we can take our PVA glue, and we can take a small amount of PVA glue. The PVA glue, if you get it on your clothes, the PVA glue is water based, so if you get it on your clothes or on your hands, you can wash it off with water. And we're taking the first bit there, but we also need to make sure that we get glue in to the joints here and here and here and here, so both faces of the joint. And then we're going to place that down, and we're going to make sure that it fits. There is some movement in the glue, and we can then just clamp it up when it's fitting there. Any glue we can wipe off with a damp cloth. We're then going to put the next piece in, and you can see that I've kept these in order. So as I dry fitted it, I got them into order, and I'm keeping them in order so that I'm not moving around. I know which joints fit. You can even number these or letter them so that you're not moving them out of the order that once you've fitted them in. So again, making sure it's on both surfaces there. Putting some glue on there, and we're going to see there that I'll just put glue into there and into there. And last of all, putting glue onto here, into the joints there. You can see I'm getting it into the joints, and once you've finished with the brush, that can just, as I say, the PVA glue is water based, so we can just wash that off with water. I'm going to put it on both sides here just to make sure. We can also use small panel pins to hold this in place. So we've got 2 options now. We could use just these small panel pins, but what we're going to do is we're going to hold it in place with tape. So I'm going to put this last piece in, and then any glue, as I say, can be wiped off. I'm just wiping it off on the finger, but there's a little bit extra here. I'll wipe that off in a minute with a damp cloth or a tissue. And we can see there that that's glued down. I've made sure these are tight, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just make a final check with my tri-square to make sure that it's all at 90 degrees, that everything's fitted up well. And then I'm going to take a small amount of masking tape. I'm not going to take a huge amount here, just about 300 or so millimeters of masking tape, and then I'm putting masking tape round that way. Another piece of masking tape there. with the masking tape, you don't need scissors, you just take the masking tape like this and tear it. It will tear. Place it on here, put it there, pull this up tight, round here like this, and there. I'm just, and there we go, so I'll put that there. And the last thing is with a pencil to write your name on the masking tape. And now this needs to sit and dry for about an hour. So that's the next stage, that's fixing the Tangram tray parts together to make the tray for our Tangram puzzle. Thank you for watching.